Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Any Kine Media. We are your host. My name is Ocean Subiono.
I'm Taylor Vieira.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's going to be a little bit of a different episode for you. All right, we are not necessarily reviewing anything specific like a film or a TV show or a video game. It just has to do with
movies.
That stuff, right? This is more of a like, what the hell episode where we're just going to talk about a particular topic and we're going to talk about our thoughts and what's going on and give you guys an update as well as open the floor for you guys to kind of like maybe give us some more information as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to talk about the recent events that have occurred centering around James Gunn leaving the MCU and now as he's the what is his title?
Well, I don't know his exact title, but James Gunn and Peter Safran's are the new lead, like creative directors or whatever
of the DCU, right? So, what is it? Is it the DCU? They have a different name, right?
I don't. Whatever. DC.
James Gunn has left the MCU and is now partially in charge of the DC Cinematic Universe.
I think it's EU.
I think it is EU, but whatever. At this point, they don't deserve a title. They can just They need
to figure their life out.
So there's been a lot that has happened around this. A lot of back and forth, a lot of major events that involved a lot of people that a lot of people really like. So we're going to kind of talk about a few things and our thoughts and our feelings. We also want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So first off, the move itself, James Gunn from the MCU to the DC universe, I wasn't super upset about it. Like I like James Gunn. Like Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome, and
I think most people were pretty excited to hear about it.
But I was I was more excited than I was bummed because I was like, all right, maybe he can kind of revitalize the DCU and actually produce good DC movies. However, some of the moves that have happened recently, I'm questioning whether or not he's going to be able to do anything with the DCU. Because I don't want to talk about the major one right away yet, but there's a lot of things that are happening that I'm just like, I get what you're kind of trying to do, but I think you're doing it the wrong way, man. Like it seemed basically from my interpretation, from what I've read and seen and whatnot, which is probably less than what you have, it seems like he's going for pretty much a clean slate is what he's trying to do. He's trying to just start over, start from scratch, and build it from the ground up, right? Is that kind of the impression that you get from what he's trying to do?
Pretty much, yeah.
So, like, Wonder Woman 3 was canceled, or I guess postponed. I've heard it both ways.
I think it's canceled.
I've seen articles saying that it's just completely canceled.
I think everything new that was already has not been filmed or was like really amped up in production is just straight canceled.
Yeah.
The only thing that I know is still coming out, I believe, is like the Flash movie. Some stuff was cut from that too. Aquaman 2, I think, is still. I'm pretty sure that'll come out, but that's probably iffy too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So he's going for this clean slate, and I understand the reasoning. However, I feel like you had some really good pieces to the puzzle and you're throwing those to the wind. And by doing that, you're also going to throw a lot of your fans and your support to the wind as well. Yeah. And I don't know how good that is for business.
Yeah, it's real complex because, like you said, James Gunn, he's got some cool stuff. Guardians is great.
But he's got a pedigree. He comes with a certain level of
everything he's done.
He comes with a level of accomplishment, and he has a certain pedigree to him. I mean, there's a reason.
So it's basically just the Suicide Squad and Guardians, for the most part, is what he's. And actually, okay, he's got some like indie stuff I like, but.
Well, he's also been like co-producers and stuff on a lot of the Marvel films and whatnot.
Yeah, which to be fair, most people are like, "Oh, producers don't do anything," but
I don't know
disagree.
about that. Yeah, producers are a
Uh,
pretty big job.
they could do nothing, but they definitely do stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the most part, I mean, I would say his biggest stuff is like
Obviously,
Marvel.
Guardians of the Galaxy is his biggest accomplishment.
Yeah.
So, which Guardians of the Galaxy is dope.
The problem is, I feel like everything that's happening, it's like, this is what I would expect from a new director. I think, and the thing is, I feel like his accomplishments are going to his head, and I think he has too much pride now, or is arrogant, and he thinks he has a better skill or ability and vision of what the DC universe needs to be
than any of the people
than
that have
anybody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it doesn't include a lot of people that everybody already loves, which is, sometimes sure it could be fair, but there are definitely some individuals that we'll talk about that I think are just completely unjustified.
Yeah. Well, let's get into that, right? So this is kind of like the main of the DCU right now, right? There's some other side characters and stuff, but this is the big six, right? First off, let's get the one that we don't really know anything about out of the way. What's his name?
Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg.
Yeah, he hasn't really gotten it.
So there wasn't really anything planned and really worked, and like I haven't watched the whole Zack Snyder cut yet, but like his character in the regular Justice League was just you could put anybody in there and they'll be fine. Yeah. It's not like he established himself as Cyborg, right? So that's Cyborg. Okay. The Flash. Why the hell is Ezra Miller still even have any kind of Hollywood job right now?
The thing is, right, it's like they already filmed it. So it's like, well, it's either you reshoot and replace him or you just send
scrap
it.
I say just scrap the whole project.
I would say to just scrap it because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Ezra Miller, the actor of The Flash, has been in a lot of legal trouble, like specifically here in Hawaii as well.
Oh, just all over the place.
Yeah, he was arrested twice here in Hawaii for
times.
Drunken disorderly kind of stuff, and he's also been arrested or been in trouble in a lot of various other places. But so to me, it's just like, just get rid of him. Like, why is he still? Person. Yeah, why is he still part of this? And so that kind of takes care of him. All right.
I would be totally fine replacing the Flash. Like, in fact, you
need to
replace
the Flash.
But it would make sense to me that you want to do that because you need to.
Yeah, you need to replace it. Batman. We're not going to talk about the Batman because that was just
that is one thing that he cannot touch. Literally, he has no control over Batman.
Is that because
and the
Warner
Joker?
Brothers?
I mean, they're together, but the Batman and Joker are so successful, he's not allowed to even
touch it.
They don't care what he says. Like,
okay,
they're still making those.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that.
The problem is, are you using that Batman for the new universe?
Cinematic universe? Yeah.
Because you can have separate, isolated,
which they did,
movies, of course. But since you're a former Marvel guy and everything has to be connected, is that gonna be connected or what?
Yeah. I hope it's not, because the Batman was atrocious, and I'll sit here and debate any one of you that want to talk about why that movie was absolutely horrible and should just be forgotten about. It was horrible.
I don't think it's that bad, but I don't think it was as good as people think it is. And I really don't want Robert Pattinson to be Batman. If he wants to do this, if they want to continue that Matt Reeves Batman story, sure, keep that separate. But I don't want that Batman to be involved in the new Justice League reboot, whatever.
If Robert Pattinson is Batman going forward, I will not watch any more Batman movies. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I will not watch them because it was bad. It was really bad. And you all can throw as much hate and whatever as you want in the comments, and I will respond to you and tell you exactly why you are wrong. All right? All right. So that's Batman. So that takes care of the 3 on the right. 3 on the left. All right. Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman.
Look,
Why?
These three, just all together.
Yeah.
Don't even touch any of these three.
These three are the reason why DC is even remotely in the conversation for being able to reboot. Like,
because Batman, he's almost like, I guess you could say the same thing for Superman. They're almost like so big in themselves that they can be like separate, yet they're still part of it.
Right.
But like, because Batman is so iconic, you can almost like not really include him.
Yeah.
But these three,
they're
absolutely like, if you were going to start a DC universe, these three are the strongest people to be doing it with.
100%. Perfect casting.
Yes.
All three of them. Gal Gadot, there was a lot of controversy over her being cast as Wonder Woman when she was first cast.
I do remember that. There was a
lot of controversy.
With a lot of characters. It's very similar. But she
nailed it.
Yeah, she proved that she has earned her spot as Wonder Woman.
There's nobody else that should play Wonder Woman. No. Nobody else should play Wonder Woman. And I personally
at least for the time being, like, sure, down the line, you can redo it.
Yeah, you reboot it, just like they rebooted Wonder Woman again, right? So, but she's still capable of playing Wonder Woman. That's who you should be having as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, there's no reason.
She's established already. If you want to cancel Wonder Woman 3 because it wasn't financially, it wasn't in the right spot, or maybe you just didn't like the story or whatever, that's fine.
But see, that's the thing, right? The problem
recast her.
You don't need a new character. You just need a new movie.
Story.
Fuck that shit. Skip all the fucking, what is it, 1984 or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, just cancel that crap
from canon,
and just start the new story.
I wouldn't even be opposed to them just rebooting the Wonder Woman story, but just keeping her as Wonder Woman.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, even if you don't want to include the first movie, which was awesome.
It was awesome.
Then just do a new movie with Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Why do you need to replace the character?
I might go as far to say the first Wonder Woman might be the best DC universe movie that has come out.
It's up there.
Like, within the... I'm not talking about like Man of Steel or anything that doesn't actually...
wasn't originally
planned. Part of the DCEU. Like, the DCU, I think the first Wonder Woman was the best.
Probably. Yeah. Aquaman I liked Aquaman a lot.
Yeah. So. Yeah. All right. On that note, let's talk about Aquaman. Who the hell else are you going to get to play Aquaman?
So
Jason Momoa is Aquaman.
This is the most unfortunate thing, right? I don't know what's happening with Aquaman, but I am almost certain he's not going to be Aquaman. No. He's going to be Lobo.
He's going to be what?
Lobo.
Oh.
Is another character.
Yeah.
Look, he's going to do great as either one, but the fact that Jason Momoa is the first person to make Aquaman in live action cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big deal. Because Aquaman, dude, let's be honest, aside from like the newest, well, I don't know if it's the newest now, but from what I grew up with as the DC animated stuff, before that, like the early Aquaman is he's a loser. Like, let's just be honest.
He's a douchebag loser.
Not until like the new Justice League animated came out, where he's like a swole, like actually basically him, but
animated.
But yeah, animated and white. Like before, he's just a joke.
Yeah.
But now he's cool again because he made him fucking cool.
I agree. Now, I know that I'm slightly biased because Jason Momoa is Hawaiian. I'm Hawaiian, but I don't think there's a person that you can put in that role that would play it better.
That's the thing is,
as far as
I feel like it'd be very difficult to pull an Aquaman and not be a joke.
Yeah, because he embodied Aquaman. His connection by being Polynesian, his connection to the water and all of that, the way he carries himself, the physical size and stature, his body,
I mean, everything. I know anybody can do that, but like...
his hair, his beard, all of it.
Perfect.
He was the perfect Aquaman casting.
Yeah.
Why are you messing with that? Why are you messing with the good parts of what you have? I don't understand it. So, and that brings us to the final character, Superman. Now, this is what I'll say about Superman. There have been a lot of Supermans, right? Yeah. There's been a lot. And
just like Batman.
And it's understandable because Superman's been around a long time, and they're constantly rebooting, restarting the story, whatever. So I can sort of understand recasting Superman.
Not.
I don't necessarily like it because I love Henry Cavill. He's our Lord and Savior. Right, We love him. I thought I had a picture of him. What the hell? Whatever. He's our Lord and Savior, right? He's a great Superman, probably the best Superman that there has been so far. But because Superman has been recasted so many times, I can kind of understand why you would do it again. However, what they pulled with bringing him back, like literally they brought him back, put him in the end of Black Adam. He's on
disrespectful, dude.
It's not even like it wasn't even like, oh, they were like, hey, he's gonna come back and be Superman. He's on screen in Black Adam as Superman.
That was a huge
and it was
deal.
Gigantic.
Not only that, so his scenes, he's supposed to have cameos in The Flash, is cut. They pulled that shit from the movie because of this.
Why are you bringing him back? I get that they brought him back before James Gunn came into the picture, but you're just...
The thing is, it's like, that means you're so disconnected from DC's fan base that you don't realize what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
you are going to ruin...
I guess there's some sense, like, yeah, Superman's a big character, like I said, it's been cast many times, but there's no reason to recast Henry Cavill.
No. Especially because he gave up everything else to play your
dude, they went through so much trouble. He gave him back. He's just like, fuck The Witcher. And then they're like, hey, you can be Superman again. He's like, all right, I'm down for that. We see him looking so amazing in Black Adam as his cameo.
The best part of the movie.
And everybody's like, wow, this is the beginning. This is the new age of DC.
It's happening. Finally, we're headed in the right direction.
And then they pull this shit. And we're like, what the fuck? Dude, honestly, I don't know what the hell's going on in your head, but like Henry Cavill and all of he's such a great actor.
Yeah.
And sure, you can have other people probably as Superman, but he was I would say the most favorite Superman ever to come to screen.
Sure.
And on top of that, he's so invested in everything that he does. Like, he literally puts in so much work because he is a fan of all the things that he portrays. Like, he pushes for these projects.
Yeah.
He stepped away, probably a mix of, it was a little mutual.
Because he talks about how The Witcher, the creative directors of The Witcher, were headed in a different direction than
right, because he felt that it was disrespectful to the source material, which again just goes to the point that how are you going to get rid of this man?
Yeah,
who's
this
so
guy
good. He's
that
literally
is so invested in the things that he does.
Like, if you're a nerd, right? Like we are. This is the Giga Chad, because he embodies everything that we love and care about in a sculpted, beautiful, sexy frame. It's the perfect guy, right? And he's so nice and everything. And he's not even on social media and stuff. Like, dude, this is the guy.
Yeah.
And you're just dropping him for what?
We don't even know.
For a fucking stupid reboot that apparently he was given the option like years back, a couple years back, to make a Superman movie. And it's like, nah, dude, Superman's boring. And he like turned Warner Brothers down. And now he's coming out saying, oh, I'm so excited for this new young Superman to be a photographer. Yeah. What the fuck? We don't need that shit. We know who Superman is.
Yeah.
That is the one thing we do not need. We know who he is. We don't need an
origin story of Superman. We've seen it 100 times.
This is one of the very few things that I picked out in the Batman that I appreciated, which is we don't need the origin story.
Yeah.
We know these characters. They've been around forever. Yeah. They are some of the most iconic characters ever made.
Right.
So we don't need their origin story. We just need their progression.
Yeah, we need more of them. Yeah. I 100% agree. In fact, based on principle alone, I'm considering boycotting DC. Like, the fact that they brought him back. Like, not, again, it wasn't
so
just
disrespectful.
It wasn't just like in talks, right? No. It wasn't just like, we talked to Henry Cavill, he wants to come back as Superman. We're gonna make this happen. Like, this is what we want. It wasn't that. Henry Cavill announced, I am coming back as Superman, and then they put him in the freaking Black Adam movie, and now you're like, never mind. What? How are you doing? So, like, on principle alone, I may just boycott the DCU at this point. Maybe I'll watch the fringe movies, like the movies that don't actually,
just singular,
like the new, because Joker 2, right? Like, I don't know if that's, but I might watch it anyway.
I love the Joker, but like,
I don't know, man. I am so upset about. Like I love Henry Cavill, and like I said, I could potentially swallow a Superman recasting if you didn't do this whole wishy-washy he's back, he's not thing.
I mean, maybe, I guess.
I might be able to. That's
dude,
what I'm saying.
I would be hard pressed for you, somebody to tell me, like, to give me a replacement. Like, who the hell would replace him?
I don't know. I can't think of anybody.
That's the problem, right? It's like, sure, well, who's replacing him? And it's like, I couldn't tell you.
It's so frustrating. It's so sad. I feel so bad for Henry Cavill. Like, dude, as a person.
He's been in this for years. Ever since Man of Steel came out. Like, it's been so long he's been fighting for this.
Yeah.
And he just gets
so frustrating. I feel so bad for him.
And like I said, I don't know what's happening for the rest of them, but it doesn't look good.
They haven't confirmed
but
whether or not Aquaman is recasted or
even Wonder
Woman is recasted, but
tell you right now, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. Which, would be the most frustrating thing out of all of this? The most frustrating thing would be
if the only person stays is the Flash.
Yes. If they recast everybody. Superman, they recast Aquaman, recast Wonder Woman, and then freaking the Flash and Cyborg stay the same, I would 100% be boycotting the fucking DCEU.
I mean, Cyborg, he needs his own story. Like,
dude, we haven't
even seen him in a live action movie aside from how do you bring him in the final movie? Yeah. That's stupid. Give him his fucking movie or something. Yeah. Give him a show, anything.
Yeah.
Like, he needs it. He deserves it. He's a very cool character. Exactly. Like, he's so cool. Dope. Dude, he's got great, like,
and he's got a really good story too.
I mean, I guess it's a little different than the animated, but like, dude, he looks fucking awesome.
He does. But his story is really cool too. Like,
it's kind of sad.
Origin story. It's super sad, but
of course, like most of them are.
It's like a really good story though.
But yeah. So first of all, he just needs his own story.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about combining it with everything else. Yeah. The Flash. Just get rid of him.
Get rid of him. Get rid of him.
I don't care what you do with his story, because there's a lot of stuff you still could do with the Flash. But Ezra Miller, he should have been gone.
He should have been gone a long time ago.
And then Batman, dude, it depends on what you tell me what's going on. We just need to figure out what the situation is. Then we kind of need to figure out whatever needs to happen. So,
in the end, ladies and gentlemen, James Gunn hasn't been the most forward with what his plan is or anything. There hasn't been a whole lot of details that have come out, but the things that have happened so far are major, and we wanted to talk about them with you guys because we feel so strongly about it, and we want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Does this bother you guys? Like, does the fact that Henry Cavill was brought back, put in the end of Black Adam, and then
kicked out, then brought
back? Like, does that bother you guys, or is it kind of just you brush it off? You're like, all right, well, we want to see what's next, and maybe James Gunn does do well. Maybe, like, there's always a chance. There's always a chance that he does well.
But if, like, let's say his Superman movie comes out, right, and even if it does well, it's still a piece of shit move.
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's on principle. Principle alone. I can't get behind it. I can't get behind them bringing him back and then kicking him out again. And it's frustrating. I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for a lot of these characters, because a lot of these actors have put in so much time, effort, and investment into these characters, and a lot of them don't want to leave. A lot of them want to.
No, they love playing the characters.
Yeah, they want to.
You have no reason to get rid of them. Like for the new Superman movie that's going to be made, right? He's like, oh, I'm going to start with a young Clark Kent as a photographer, like the early stages of.
Yeah.
First of all, why? Yeah. That is the only reason. If that's your only reason for getting rid of Henry is because you want somebody younger, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really have anything good to say about this, ladies and gentlemen. I can't end this episode on a good note. The only way that I can end this episode is just with a question to you guys of, if they clean slate this, if they get rid of Aquaman and Wonder Woman along with Henry Cavill, are you guys willing to boycott it? Are you guys willing to, like, say, you know what, we don't want to watch this, we don't want to be a part of this, or are you gonna watch it anyway? Because I honestly, I promise you, if they clean slate it, I don't think I'm gonna watch anything. If they completely clean slate, I don't think I'm going to watch it. And I 100% will not watch anything if they get rid of the 3 on the left
and Ezra Miller stays
and keep the 3 on the right. Like I will 100% not be watching anything.
Well,
DC.
I mean, Ben Affleck is separate, but
just on principle, Mo. On principle.
But yeah, if Ezra Miller's still there, oh my god,
I'm done. Yeah. Let us know down in the comments what you feel about the things that we talked about, these recent developments with the whole DCU, James Gunn leaving the MCU and becoming the new man over there. We hope to hear from you guys. Please like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends. Check us out on social media. Links are down in the description below. We appreciate you guys. Catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye, guys.